I get up before everybody else so that I can get ready for church. So I go on and blow my hair out, put my makeup on, my pantyhose, my dress. Then I get my 3 little children up and I get them dressed and fed all by myself because my husband's and then eventually he gets up and pumps his boxers and coughs up something. And he starts flaring his nostrils at me. You boys know what I'm talking about, don't you? He's so tickled with me, he can't help it. He starts flaring his nostrils at me, and I know what's going to have to happen. And it's up to me. If it's a good Sunday, we'll get to go eat chicken after church. If it's a bad Sunday, we'll have to drive all the way in the minivan while he cusses to church. It's up to me. And my little children like chicken. And I like to think of myself as a good mama. So I say to my husband, okay. I'm only taking one leg of these pantyhose.
Where's my man that was up here? Dude, you were so scared. That was your one chance to get a number. You didn't even use that opportunity. You could have hooked up. You was the only one of 3 billion that was left. You could have had car payments and mortgages. You could have had happiness beyond all happiness that all men here have that are married with children. You could have had what we have, the joy of love and marriage and payments. Ain't God good when he came up with marriage? That's why I know God got a sense of humor. He said, I want men and women to get together and stay together till they die. And he knew that couldn't happen. That's why he said, till death do they part. He didn't mean you couldn't kill one of them. He said, till death do they part. Because you cannot hate till you love. I'm gonna teach you something at 15. You will not love till you hate. You have to love someone to hate them. I'll help you understand. Look at young folks who are dating. See, they're smiling. Look at the married people. It's hate love. It's like, I'm with you, but I wish I had done something different. And it's okay. I think the key to marriage, because the authorities talk about the key to marriage, I think the key to marriage is being honest. I think the key to marriage is being honest with someone. It's like wake up in the morning like, I wish you weren't here right now. You should be able to say, I was hoping I'd sleep so long you'd be gone, but you slept just as long as me. And that kind of honesty and talking will keep you together for the rest of your life. If you want to stay together a long time, don't talk. Don't. Married people know what I'm talking about. When you walk in, when you see each other, just do this, what's up? And you walk through the house. Because when God created marriage, we only lived to be 13, so it's only like 5 years. So you was in and you was out. Say if you live to be 80 or 90, that's 70 years with somebody. That's too long. That's too long to be with somebody. The only thing you got left is to outlive them. That's the only thing that keeps you there is I will not die before you. I swear, you will die before me. You will be in the bed next to me dead, and that's my victory. And sometimes you just fool them. Ha ha, still here. And if you stay married long enough, you become one person. One can see, one can hear, one can walk, one can use their hands. You have to go to movies together. One watches, one listens. You need each other. One goes to the bathroom, you miss half the movie. That's marriage. I hope you find somebody. I know you can't wait now after I broke it down like that. All right. This is a very, very unique young lady. Those who have never been to the South, don't understand the South, you're about to get an education in the South. So let's give a hand up for Leanne Morgan, y'all. Leanne Morgan.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you. I'm tickled to death to be here. Some of y'all got looks on your faces like, oh my gosh, we got tickets to hell. Well, yes, you did. I'll tell y'all a little about myself. I want to be hip. I want to be a hip mama. And I don't realize how unhip I am until I get to Los Angeles, California, and everybody's hip here. But I want to be hip. I don't want to be a goober mama. Have y'all seen the goober mamas? The mamas that wear blue jeans up their armpits, you know? I don't want to be like that. So I went to the Gap to get some low-rising blue jeans. Have you girls bought pants in the last 5 years? Oh my goodness, terrible. Okay. I went into the Gap, this beautiful, darling little 19-year-old heifer brought me in a pair of blue jeans to try on. I did. Okay. The zipper, honest to goodness, was about that long. And they hit me about right here. And I said to her, I said, is my stomach supposed to be hanging out over my blue jeans? It looks like a small purse. I said, are my panties supposed to be hanging out this far? Out of the back of my pants? She said, no. You're supposed to wear a thong. I said, excuse me, miss, but I'm a Christian. I don't use my panties for evil. I said, do y'all sell any sweatsuits? She brought me out this shiny velour number. I bought it. Now I look like P. Diddy. Did y'all know there's size 0 at the Gap? There's size 0 at the... You know what I think? I think if you don't get a number, you don't need to be in there. That's what I think. You know where you need to be? At home in your baby bed. That's where you need to be. And let your mama shop for you. At the Gymboree. Or somewhere like that. My husband and I met in college while he was stalking me. You girls know what I'm talking about, don't you? He was on fire for me. He bought me presents for no reason, no special occasion. He asked me to marry him every day. Well, I did. And I've had 3 children by him. Things change when you've been married 100 years, doesn't it, girls? Now I have to give birth to get a pair of earrings. We were at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and when we met, and I was getting my undergraduate degree, it took me a long time because I'm really fun, and he was getting his MBA, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm marrying Hoop-de-Doo. He is so smart, he can reconcile a checkbook. There's no telling where we're going to go, what we're going to see, what kind of life I'm going to have with him. Well, we graduated, and he decided to buy a used mobile home business in Bean Station, Tennessee. Y'all don't know where Bean Station, Tennessee is, do you? Okay. It's at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Have you ever seen Deliverance? If you haven't, I suggest you don't. It'll mess with you. He moved me there, and he wanted me to be in sales for him. So I did that day. Till I saw a family drive up in a Gremlin with the window out and a 9-year-old smoking a cigarette. She lit it off of her meemaw. And so I went home that night and quit that job, and I got pregnant. And I had 3 babies in 4.5 years. Whew, it's right, it hurt. I was pregnant and or breastfeeding for 6 straight years in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. And the mountain people would say to me, "Don't you know what causes that?" I noticed here in Los Angeles, a lot of little girls have on low-rise and blue jeans. Good for y'all. I'm tickled for y'all. Good. I say, let your little light shine. As long as you can, let it shine. When I see those darling little girls in the audience, I like to share with them what their future is gonna be. Because my mama lied to me. Because she wanted a grandbaby. So I'm going to shoot it to you straight. Okay. There's a uniform that mamas wear day in and day out when they're at home having their little children. Gray sweatpants, extra large. Their husband's Hanes white undershirt with 2 breast milk stains. Looking out the window thinking, where's she going with lipstick on? I'll never forget the day that I found out about my baby child. I have 3 children that I'm in love with, and my little baby child, that day I knew something wasn't right. I didn't feel good, and I thought, oh my gosh, what in the world? I don't feel good. Oh, surely to goodness I'm not pregnant again this quick. And you know when you got to know something and you got to know it right then, I was crazy. I got my 2 babies in the car seats, and I got their diaper bags and all that stuff you take with you when you have little children, and I drove them to the Walmart in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. And I bought an EPT pregnancy test, and I took it in the stall at Walmart. And I tinkled on it. And my 3-year-old boy looked at me. He said, "What, is it positive?" And it was. And so I got him in the car and I drove home just as fast as I could. And I called my husband at work and I said, "You're trying to kill me, aren't you?" "Well, you're not going to. You better get home right now, because I'm going to walk out in the woods and let the animals eat me." But God knew better than I did, because that doll baby has been the joy of my life. She is my 3rd, though, and I think when you've had more than 2, they beat you down. And it's hard to discipline that many little children. It's my fault. I'm the one that did it. I was tired. But anybody here that's had more than 2, you know that baby child, out of 4 or 5, how many ever, that they cry when they want something. And they know how to get it, and that's what she's done. She get to crying. I said, "What's she crying about?" "She wants your toy." "Well, just give it to her." "I can't deal with it." And so now I've created this little booger that I'm having to deal with, and she says things like, "Did I say I wanted oatmeal?" But she's a funny little somebody. Let me tell y'all, she's 10 years old and she loves office equipment. She plays office all day long, every day in our house. She sets up little offices throughout our house with old broken down equipment and cordless phones and stuff like that. And we spy on her. She'll be working. She'll pick up the phone. She'll go, "If you can't get that order in, I'm going to take my business elsewhere." And you know when a child has a birthday, how mamas will call you and say, "What's she into? What can I get her?" And I said, "Well, she needs office supplies." My middle child is 12, beautiful, athletic, smart, cares about school, precious. Precious child, and has been very responsible, and she's needed to be because I've had to go out on the road some doing comedy. And years ago when I started, I told her at about 7 years old, Mama's going to Nashville and I'm going to be gone for 3 days, but your daddy's going to take care of y'all. She busted out crying. I said, what's wrong? She said, don't leave us with him. He doesn't know where the food is. So she's always been in charge, but she's 12. Going into 7th grade, and y'all, she's going through puberty. And she can't help it that she's crazy. She's mean as a snake, and we're scared to death of her. All right, I'll give y'all an example. I'll be in the pickup line at school, and my children go to a really small school, and the mamas wait out in the vehicles. All right, I see my girls coming out every day, and they're in a good mood. I saw it. I saw the look on their face. And they come out and they're goosing each other and tickled and then they wave to the teacher and the principal. Bye. Oh, see you tomorrow. Okay. Then they come over to my minivan. Get in, shut the door. My 12-year-old take her backpack, sling it, hit me in the back of the head with it. Every day she says something like this. I'm starving to death. You don't have a piece of cheese in this car? Your driving's making me car sick. She can ask me some of the craziest things. One day she said, did Jesus ever have head lice? How do you answer something like that? I said, well, baby, if he did, I know he healed it. And then my girls will be whipping each other in the back seat, knocking and banging. You can hear flesh hitting and knocking and all that. Then my sweet boy will come out and get in the car and he'll say, you know, they're building a new Home Depot up on 281. Just as easy going. He is about to turn 15. He has never sassed me. People say it's coming. I don't believe it. Because let me tell y'all about him. In 6th grade, he was this little bitty round, little bitty boy in husky breeches. And overnight, he just shot up into this tall, thin, beautiful man. But he had hair under this armpit. This one he didn't. But he had this little girlfriend. And they kissed on the lips. Nearly killed me. I tried not to act shocked, but he came home and told me, and I said, okay, baby, that's normal. God made us all sexual beings, and this is normal for you to have these feelings. But baby, let me tell you that if you start, holding hands, that could lead to, putting your arm around her. And then before you know it, it leads on to something else. And he looked at me and he said, Mom, she and I prayed about this. We're not going to let anything happen like that. And I said, you angel from heaven. I believe you. And then all I could think of myself is some of the nastiest things that ever happened were at the Adams United Methodist Youth Fellowship. On a hayride. It did for me. Did it for y'all? I was on fire about hay. I wish I was now. I could get a new purse out of that. What kills me, all right, we're very active in our youth group and in our church, and I just want to know who was the fool that came up with the lock-in. What is a lock-in? Oh, let's get all the hormonal teenagers together. And let's put them in the church. And let's shut the lights off. And lock it. Maybe somebody will end up pregnant. Are y'all with me? I don't get that. My husband feels pretty good. He's a little grumpy because he's got to make a living for me and all these children, and we don't turn the lights out like we're supposed to. The only thing he's unhappy with is his hairline. He's got a receding hairline. I think it's distinguished looking, but he hates it. So I said, why don't I take you to my hairdresser and we'll get her to buzz you one of those Hollywood hairdos like Justin Timberlake. You know what I'm talking about, real close to the head? So we did, and she did his hair, and well, we didn't know his head was pointed. And he said, I look like somebody. And I can't quite think of who it is. And I said, is it Bull on Night Court? He said, no, that's not who I was thinking about. About 3 days later, he said, I know who it is. It's that lazy starfish Patrick on SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, y'all, before I get out of here, I want to tell y'all, share with y'all my Sunday morning. This is how my Sunday morning goes. All right. I get up before everybody else so that I can get ready for church. So I go on and blow my hair out, put my makeup on, my pantyhose, my dress. Then I get my 3 little children up and I get them dressed and fed all by myself because my husband's And then eventually he gets up and pumps his boxers and coughs up something. And he starts flaring his nostrils at me. You boys know what I'm talking about, don't you? He's so tickled with me, he can't help it. He starts flaring his nostrils at me, and I know what's going to have to happen. And it's up to me. If it's a good Sunday, we'll get to go eat chicken after church. If it's a bad Sunday, we'll have to drive all the way in the minivan while he cusses to church. It's up to me. And my little children like chicken. And I like to think of myself as a good mama. So I say to my husband, okay. I'm only taking one leg out of these pantyhose.